Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. My name is Jacqueline, Jacqueline Menconi, and I am from the East Coast. I'm a professional makeup artist for television, commercial, and bridal. And today I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing Lee Rader. And Lee is not only a sweetheart, but she is actually a master cosmetologist for over 2 decades. She specializes in advanced color, cutting, hair extensions, and also makeup artistry. Lee's success as a salon owner in Wisconsin has spurred her passion in helping others and giving back to the beauty industry as a whole. So,
hmm
understanding the needs of professionals and impacting the industry has led her to become a top national trainer and educator. She has a strong
Wow.
passion for helping other beauty professionals become successful entrepreneurs, and she helps them gain modern, cutting edge exclusiveness, financial security, and setting the next trends for ever changing industry. So, without further ado, I would like Lee to say hello to everybody before we get into the
Hello.
questions.
Hi, everybody. Wow, that was quite the introduction. Oh, I love it. I love it.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Lee, and give us an idea of how you got started in the industry.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I grew up just loving all different aspects of the industry. I love doing nails and I love doing hair and makeup and all that stuff. But I really never intended on really pursuing it. I think there was just a lot of people that were very negative about me going into that field, and I uh, I just sort of decided at the last minute to pursue it. And being in Wisconsin, we don't have, a lot of availability as far as classes and things like that. So being a full-time makeup artist really wasn't an option. So I decided to go to cosmetology school. And so I graduated high school. A week later, I started cosmetology school. I did the advanced program so that I could get my hours in quicker. And my goal was just to learn as much as I could and graduate as soon as I could and get into the real world and start working. So it did sort of happen on an accident, but as I went to school, I just really it was me. I guess I'm lucky that I found it when I did. I guess I was kind of a natural at a lot of things, and I just had that feeling of just love for the whole industry. So it worked out really well for me. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. That's a great answer too.
hmm
So moving right along, I think the next logical question would be if you could just tell us a little bit about what you specialize in, what you specialized in when you started your career, and then also if you could move through what you specialize in now, I think that would be very helpful.
Yeah. So, what do I specialize in? I was always one of those that wanted to learn the next thing. I wanted to learn the things that nobody else was doing around here, which was a really great thing because it made me very busy. Because I was the only one in the area that did some of the things. So I was one of the first in the area to do hair extensions. I was one of the first in the area to do a lot of razor cutting. I was trained by Bumble and Bumble in New York for that. I worked at a spa. I helped open up a spa, so I did all sorts of spa services. I'm certified in reflexology. I'm certified in all different aspects of esthetician work. I'm a nail technician, like concept nails, gel nails, you name it. I have pretty much done it. I believe strongly in education. I also believe strongly that in this industry, it's constantly changing. So in order for you to have an edge on everybody else, I don't know where, what it's like where you guys are, but here where I live, there are salons everywhere. So I guess I found early on that I needed to do things that made me different and I needed to be diverse. I will say it's a really good way for you to find out what you really like. So I don't do artificial nails anymore. I don't do, I've done that and I know that that's not what I like.
Right.
Now my focus has shifted to more makeup artistry. I think it was probably about 6 years ago, I just decided that I wanted to focus on getting really good at that. I tend to focus on something for a certain amount of time until I feel like I'm good enough at it. So that has been really my focus, which has moved me into helping other salons and training different makeup artists and different cosmetologists. One of the things that happens when you start to learn things that nobody else is doing is it puts you in demand, but yet you can't accommodate everybody. So the educating thing sort of happened just organically. I had to start training people on what I was doing. So that's a really interesting question, what I specialize in. Right now, I absolutely love just working with clients and just really finding out what it is they are wanting and providing them with whatever that is, whether it is makeup, whether it is just a consultation on what they should do with their hair. I'm all over all of that. So one-stop shop I am.
I love it. I love it. So, you mentioned the salon industry, and I know that you at one point were a salon owner.
Yeah.
So can you kind of expand on that and tell us what had you interested in opening a salon, and then what brought you to the point of selling the salon, and just kind of take us through that process.
So I actually never wanted to own a salon. It's funny how things just happen. It's just funny because I guess I saw how much work it was, but that's also sort of what intrigued me. So I actually opened up a salon with one of my friends actually in 2003. And the way it happened was I had a baby that was 3 months old, and I was about ready to go on come off of maternity leave. And she said, "You know what? A bunch of us, we want to go and open up our own salon, and we want you to come with." So, backing up a little bit with the industry, when I first went to beauty school over 20 years ago, a lot of the options were to be an employee for somebody. There weren't a lot of chair rental situations like they are now. So
Okay.
I've sort of seen the industry evolve into that. So we were actually planning on opening up a salon that was just that. We were going to have all the girls rent their chairs. We thought that everyone could be their own boss, and it would be just the answer for everybody. We were all very seasoned stylists. We were all very busy. We were all working a ton of hours and getting a commission. So a lot of the girls were like, "We're ready to go off and do our own thing." So it was sort of the next step for everyone. Me being the kind of person I am, I sort of stepped up to help because it's a lot of work opening up a salon. So that's how I ended up owning it with my friend Dawn. So we did. We went ahead and we opened up the salon and found that it's a lot more than what people think as far as having a chair rental situation. That doesn't always cover the bills and things like that. So we actually ended up having employees as well. So I had a situation where we had people that were renting their chairs, and then we also had employees, to fill in the gaps for clients and things like that. So that's sort of how that happened. And then over the years, we actually just started implementing all different things, and I'm going to touch on a little bit of that. But I also think that because this industry is really evolving as much as it is, and I think it's great it's evolving, but you really have to make sure that you evolve with it. That's one of the things I love about the industry, is because there's so much you can do with it, and you can be so successful with it, but you have to sort of evolve with the way things that are going with the industry, okay? So we were really open-minded, and we tried a lot of different programs. Some worked really great. Some really did not work. And because of that, a lot of people that I know, and in the industry started reaching out to me and asking, you know, what are you doing? Can you help us? We're really struggling. A lot of salons are struggling right now because there's just not a lot of money for the salon owner, unless they have a really big salon with many employees. So that's sort of how that happened. And over time, I had a lot of income coming in from different sources, where when someone came to us and said, would you consider selling the salon? At that point, I was ready. It had been 12 years, and it was time for the next step for us. So now I can dedicate more time to helping other professionals and helping and being just with my family and having a more flexible schedule. I was booked out probably about 4 months solid, so it wasn't very flexible at all. And I worked most evenings. At one point, I did everything behind the scenes as far as the financials, the accounting, you know, all that stuff. So it was just time. It was time for the next step.
Yeah, sounds like it was. Sounds like it definitely was. So, you know, you mentioned just now, you mentioned trying different programs in the salon.
Yeah.
Can you maybe tell us what that means? Or are you talking about, just tell us what you're talking about.
Yeah, I will. I'm gonna go into that a little bit here. So, you know, I did actually bring up some facts because, you know, the thing is, the industry is recession proof. It's a great industry, but like I said, it's not lucrative for a lot of people, and so they do have to try different things. So employment of barbers, hairdressers, and cosmetologists is actually projected to grow 10% from 2014 to 2024. So that's actually faster than the average for all occupations. So when we look at that, I mean, it is a great business, but then the fact is barbers, hairdressers, and cosmetologists, the 2015 median pay was only about $23,710 a year, which is only about $11.40 an hour. So
Wow.
this would be an employee situation, but honestly, this would also be a lot of the independent contractors that I work with. A lot of them just really love what they do. It's not necessarily about the money, but it comes to a point where, especially when you've been in the careers as long as I have been, you know, a lot of people, they don't have retirement, they don't have, you know, any of that. They're just basically working from client to client, right? If they're not behind the chair, they don't have any money coming in. Okay, so we looked at that and we tried all different things, and I was approached by everything under the sun. In fact, I've been approached by, you know, many different multi-level companies, you know, situations and products and things like that. And I know that people are all about them, and if that's what if it works for them, that's great. It did not work in my type of situation. So I was looking at makeup lines, and in the salon world, and I know that you're more from, you know, the professional cosmetics part of things, but in the salon world, there aren't a lot of makeup lines that are for salons. In
Right.
fact, there's only a handful, and most of them that I've tried are not, you know, really that great. And so I actually stumbled across a health and nutrition product and found out that their parent company also had a cosmetics line. And what's really great about that is it was extremely exclusive. It had a custom blend concept behind it. It was not a multi-level company, and it was great quality. So I had never found anything that was really that great of quality where I would use everything from one line. I would sort of dabble with other things. I even went as far as, you know, trying to get one of the Your Name or the No Name and tried to label my own makeup.
Right.
The problem with that is the quality wasn't there. There was no marketing, so people didn't recognize the brand. And with Diversion, a lot of the product lines that used to be salon only are now showing up in stores. So I got kind of tired of that as well, as far as, my clients using these products and then telling me, oh, I just picked it up at Target, so I don't need to get it from you anymore. And that's a huge part of our income. And people, clients don't know, and I get that. And so when I looked at what companies were doing, I realized that they were all selling out to the bigger companies. And if you look at that, there's only probably about I don't know, a dozen major global companies that own all the smaller companies now. So
Yeah, if that.
yeah. So is it diversion? I think some of it is diversion, but I do think that a lot of the companies are selling out because a lot of them do have they have labels that are specifically for the consumer environment in the big box stores, but then they also have labels that are specifically for salons. So I saw that early on. So I was really looking for product lines that were different. I was looking for something that they couldn't get just anywhere. I was looking for different services that they couldn't get anywhere. And because, again, that makes the client loyal to our salon.
Right.
So I actually kind of want to actually go right here. Oh, let me go here. A lot of the professionals that I work with, I'm going to I know you wanted to probably ask me more questions, but I kind of want to get into this a little bit too.
No, that's totally fine. I'm going to ask you this anyway, so this is great.
Okay. And just, whatever you want to ask, you kind of after this. But
Sure.
A lot of professionals that I start to work with and mentor, because that's a big part of what I do, is, they're just like, I just love being an artist. I love to provide the service. I'm not interested in, promoting any makeup line or anything like that, because I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to promote something I don't like. And I was the same way. I would not recommend anything to my clients unless I knew that it would add value to what they need, or if it would truly help them and provide them what they were looking for. And so I'm actually known for that, and my clients trust me when it comes to that. And the reality is they are buying cosmetics, hair care, skin care, all personal care products. They're buying it somewhere. They're buying it from someone. And it's a huge industry. The cosmetics industry is a $54.89 billion industry, and it grows every year. It's actually projected to grow, 3 to 4%. The skincare industry is also a multi-billion-dollar, business. Mm-hmm. So, my thoughts were, if I'm putting these products on people, I want them to be able to get them from me. I don't want them to go to the store and buy them. I don't want them to just go online and search for them, because, again, I want to know that the quality is there. I want to make sure that it's not a counterfeit product, that kind of thing. So I was actually introduced, like I said earlier, to our custom blend line, and this is absolutely amazing. I've never ever worked with anything like it before, and it's Modus Cosmetics is the parent company of this custom blend line. And what this does is it allows me to mix a foundation to not only match my customer's skin color, but I can also put different treatments in depending on their skin type. I can control the coverage. I can finish. It is totally customizable. I can make liquid. I can make powder. It's a lot of fun being a colorist. I absolutely love mixing it. Clients love it. It's just like when you're mixing a hair color, they have to come to you because you have the formula. Mm-hmm. So it really changed. It was a game changer for our salon. We can make blushes, bronzers, eyeshadows, BB creams, you name it, I can mix it. And so it really added a lot of revenue. It's actually like a 200 to 300% markup. So that right there is something that a lot of salons are choosing to work with. And it's a great quality. It's minerals and it's botanicals, so it's great to use on sensitive skin. I mean, I can't really say anything bad about it at all. It's absolutely amazing. And then the other thing that I found was that they also had a prepackaged cosmetics line as well. And that really was amazing too, because what they do is they go out and find the best products, and we're able to get them right from the manufacturers. So it's not marked up, 10 times before it gets to the consumer. So it ends up being a very, very high quality product. So definitely professional quality. But the prices are, the prices are great. Very, very good for the customers. So I started using that, and I started using it on all my brides and all my bridesmaids, and just everyday customers as well. And that's a big part of why I started educating, is because I want to teach other professionals that there are so many different options out there, for them. This being obviously just one of them.
Right.
Of course, makeup is not the only thing that our company has, or Motives has. It's actually, cosmetics is only one of their divisions. They have almost a dozen other billion-dollar industries that they deal with, which also actually we started to implement in the salon. Things like some health and wellness products that are very good quality, energy things that, again, are good for you. Everything is just amazing. So we started to implement all these different programs, and gosh, I could probably talk all night what we all implemented, with as far as having different daddy and daughter classes, and gosh, we had glam nights, we had photo shoots. I could go on and on. That would probably be a whole other
That sounds like so much fun, though. But I love that you just mentioned that you incorporated some of the health and wellness products into your salon too, because to me, that just makes sense for a salon to kind of promote beauty from the inside out. Because as
Yeah.
a salon patron, I've never worked in a salon. I've certainly never owned a salon, but I go to salons. And I know in the past I have asked my hairstylists, hey, what can I take? What's a good hair, skin, and nail vitamin?
Mhm.
Or I know other hairstylists that I have come across in the past who have shared with me that their good clients that they've gotten to know will share with them certain health concerns or health issues, just to kind of, as well as anybody that a
Yeah.
hairstylist is somebody's therapist at the end of the day.
Yes.
So they share a lot of information with them. And what a nice service to be able to provide a possible solution, just
Yeah.
very well rounded, I think, right?
Yeah, and obviously, if they're not healthy, it's going to show in their skin. It's going to show in their hair. Usually, us hairstylists are the first to notice when their hair is thinning or getting fragile, or um, you know, we do notice those things. We notice things on their face. I mean, I've had to tell clients, go to the dermatologist because there's something questionable that you need to get checked out. I mean, we do notice all those things. And
Yeah.
the thing is, there's so many different health and nutrition products out there, and people are very confused on what to get. There's a lot of really bad things out there that people are thinking are good.
Yes.
And so I've done so much research over the years on that. I've got a lot of knowledge on that. And so it was kind of a no-brainer just to incorporate that aspect of it as well. Not only that, a lot of people that I've worked with, industry professionals, we're exposed to a lot of chemicals and things, and a lot of them develop allergies and different degenerative things. And so they also have to be advocates of their health as well. And so it's even important for us industry professionals to take care of our bodies and definitely take things that are going to help. We work long hours. We're on our feet an awful lot. I mean, we are probably the hardest workers out there. Don't you agree? I mean,
I would absolutely agree with you, especially salon people in the salon. I mean, I know I work hard, and I don't work in a salon, but when I see these hairstylists and colorists, they're first of all, they're always somehow you guys are always walking
yeah,
around in heels. I don't know how you do it, but you're always so cute in your heels somehow. Just standing on your feet all day in those cute heels, and and just like loving life, working. But I
Yeah.
don't, that has got to take a toll eventually. It has to. It has to.
It does. It does. And that was another part of me selling my salon. I would work 13-hour days. I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't drink. I was not taking care of myself. And that does catch up with you. I know
Yeah.
when you say I've been in the industry for over 2 decades, I know I don't always look it, but I'm not a spring chicken anymore.
A spring
So
chicken.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I definitely try to take care of myself, but it definitely helps that, when you have things that work and I would never, like I said, use some of the things out there. Um, so it's good to be kind of aligned with a company that is about the professionals. That's one of the things that I am very passionate about is everybody that I work with and mentor, it's all about, what are your goals? What are you looking for? And let's see what we can fit in to support what you're doing. That's another thing about a lot of professional brands out there. For them, it's all about sales and they just want to see numbers. But with what we have going on, it's more about what can we start implementing to see a difference, but just kind of layer in with what you're already doing. Not necessarily let's just push some products that nobody wants. It's let's see
Yeah.
what is going to work. And all the clients that I work with, they absolutely love to find solutions, for what they're looking for. So just kind of it goes hand in hand. We promote a lot of one-to-one kind of interaction with people and just really, again, talking with them and seeing what it is we can do to improve their life. And I'm very passionate about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it shows. I could tell. I think we can all tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all right, let me ask you another question.
Hmm.
And it's a question that you asked me last week, and I'm going to ask you. So,
Okay.
what does being business savvy mean to you? And
Well,
and and a second part to
hmm
that. And how would you describe a business savvy salon owner?
well, I'm going to actually kind of answer that as an owner and also as, a professional behind the chair.
Okay.
So I actually kind of came up with like 10 tips that I actually really teach people. It can be people that are just going into the industry. It can be people that have been in the industry for a long time. But the number one thing that I will tell people is have your goals written out. What is it that you want for your salon, your professional life, personal life? What are some of the things that you want to achieve? And it's amazing how many people don't have that written out or don't even know what they really want. And it's very important to have that so that you can sort of step back and say, okay, how am I going to get to those goals? And then I can help them sort of map that out. And there's a lot of things out there on the internet that can help you, do that. But that is number one for me. And then really knowing what makes you different. What is your niche market? Why do people want to come to you?
Mhm.
And that a lot of people don't know that either. But you have to know it so that you can,
Yes.
share that with people. Number three would be education. Never, ever, ever stop learning. I will be the first to admit that I don't know everything about all the aspects of the business. And that I love about it because it doesn't ever get boring.
Right.
And there is education everywhere. I am an educator now, and so that's one of the things that I am very passionate about as well. Whenever I teach, I make sure that before they leave, they understand fully what I'm teaching. So never stop learning. 4, have amazing customer service. You have to make the customer feel like they are 100, times better when they leave. I'm all about the customers. I'm all about people because that is my focus when they're in my chair. I want to make them feel special. And you're right, we do hear everything. We're kind of like mini therapists. So even if they don't feel special, like appearance-wise, I'm going to make them feel special. You know what I mean? I'm going to make them feel better when they leave. Be professional. I never talk badly about anybody to any of my clients, or I'm always professional because, again, it's all about them. It's not about me. So be professional to other professionals. Just really focus on that because that's important. Number 6 would be branding yourself. And this is something that, again, I don't care if you're an employee, a booth rental, chair rental owner, independent freelance, you always have to be branding yourself. And a lot of that is going to be through social media now. That's just the way it is. Yeah. So really be aware, what are you posting? What are you putting out there for people to see? Look at your Facebook, look at your Instagram, look at whatever social media platforms you're on from someone else's eyes, and is that what you want them to see? Because they will check it. When I would hire people, I would look at their social media because it really does tell a lot about a person.
You have to, and everybody's doing it now too. If somebody is even thinking about hiring you or anything with you, they're going straight to Facebook and Instagram to see what you're into in your personal life, for sure.
Yeah, and there are a lot of other ways to brand yourself. Obviously I do some old methods with that too. I'm really good with thank you cards and letters and sending things in the mail. I think that personal touch is great. But branding yourself in general, like who do you want to be as in the industry, and that can be in your written goal so that you know. Be available, especially when you're first starting out and you're trying to build your clientele. You have to be available. You have to be available evenings. You have to be available weekends. You have to say yes, even when sometimes you don't feel like it, until you get to the point where you're turning away people all the time. Then you can be a little bit choosy, but you have to be available. 8, have a positive attitude. This is huge. You want to be the kind of person that people want to be around. You don't want to be a Debbie Downer. You want to have, some days it's hard. I get it. Not always great, but just try to think of some of the things that are good in your life and start with affirmations. And there's so many positive quotes posted on social media you can look at. Just take a deep breath and, make sure you have that positive attitude. Number 9, and I'm almost done, guys, is always, always, always network. You never know who you're going to meet. And that's really fun because you'll be out and about, and sometimes I'll meet somebody and I can't believe that they're in my life now. You just don't know who you're going to meet, and it's all about maybe there's something that you can help them with. It's not always about you.
Yes.
But if you truly are genuine about helping people, it will come back around, and just make friends. Be a professional friend maker. Number 10, charge what you're worth. Okay, in our industry, there's something, you're like,
Yes.
Cheap is not always better, and you have to be worth it. You have to charge what you're worth, especially if you're doing all these things and you're adding value to their life. Do not undercut other people. Our education is not cheap in this industry, and neither is, look at just you and I, look at the experience we have. But even if you're just starting out, charge what you're worth. Sometimes we want to be friends and we want to, do things, for next to nothing. If you start that, it's going to continue, and people are going to expect that. So absolutely, charge what you're worth. That's a lot. 10 things.
No, I love that. I think that was so good. That was very helpful. I love those 10 things. I'm going to ask you to send those to me, actually, so I can start using them.
I do have it on a blog post.
So good. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
It's from last year, but you can find it.
I'll find it. I'll definitely find it. Okay, so were there more slides that you wanted to touch on before I move on?
Yeah, the only thing that I actually wanted to touch on was, there's reasons why motives, and I know I kind of mentioned motives as the makeup line.
Yeah.
Motives actually is kind of on its own. People always ask, well, what is it like? Is it like this company or that company? Actually, no. I feel like as a company, we're kind of setting the pace for the other companies. And so I
Mhm.
just wanted to touch on that a little bit about like how we're different than other things out there.
Yeah.
And I mentioned some of these already, but the professionals that we choose to work with actually all get their own, cosmetics website. So the other great thing about that is being an industry professional and owning a salon, I didn't necessarily have to inventory everything. My clients could actually go to my website and buy my products, and I would still get retail profit and credit for that. And they're always my customer no matter where they go, because as soon as they log in with their email address and password, it knows that it's my customer. My site automatically comes up. It's all there, open 24/7. Super, super convenient. The other
Well,
thing is,
that's pretty interesting because when you said earlier, and obviously, I also am partnered with Motive, so I have the same
mhm,
experience as well. But when you were talking earlier about, in the salon industry, you mentioned, well, gosh, now I just lost my train of thought, but something to the effect um, oh, I know what it was. It was your clients would buy something from you and then run off to like Target or wherever
yeah,
because they could get that particular line in a different store, whether it was Target or
yeah,
Sephora or wherever. But what's really nice about Motives is not only the quality, I mean, hands down the quality. If you've
mhm,
used it before, you're really missing out. Um, the quality and the price, that those are amazing, but also the fact that it's not sold in stores is
mhm,
very cool because now
yeah,
instead of when someone's linked to you, if they're your customer,
mhm,
they can buy something in the salon itself, sure, in person, but if they don't have a trip to the salon scheduled for the next week or so and they still need to get product, or if they moved to a different
yeah,
town or out of state, they're still linked to be your customer. So
yeah,
hooray for them. They can actually just go
yeah,
straight to the website and order everything from there. It's going to be the company Motives is going to drop ship that product
yes.
right to them directly. And now you as a salon owner can kind of go like this. You're done, but you're still collecting the profit and the credit, right?
Exactly, and that's
I just think that's
huge.
so
And
cool.
what a lot of companies do, and there's the spectrum, and as professionals, we're all somewhere on this spectrum. So,
Mhm.
like I said, in the salon world, there was a handful of companies that would cater to salons, and you had to carry this huge inventory of products there, and then if things get discontinued or expire, you're just stuck with it.
Right.
And then there's the other realm of it, like if you're an independent makeup artist, some of the companies will give you what they call a pro card, which will allow you to have a discount on the things you buy for your kit. So they do that because then you fill your kit up with all these products, but they don't want you to actually resell them to your customers. They want you to send them to the store, so that that company keeps the sale.
Right.
And me personally, I mean, I just, for me, I was recommending things for my clients. They were like, well, how do I get this? I don't want to send them to a store to get it. I want to be able to offer that as another service. Well, guess what? I have this lipstick right here. I know it's your wedding day, and so I have all this available where you can take this home with you and touch up and do that, and instead of telling them, well, just go to the store and buy it. I mean, so I know that
Right.
that's the way it's been, and so a lot of people are just okay with that. But most companies are going to do that for a reason because, again, they want to keep that sale. So to me, I would rather have a company like Motives, where they're like, you know what, we want you to keep the sale as a professional, so we're going to give you a website where it's open 24/7. It's personalized to you. It's like pretty much up and running within seconds. It's a preloaded website, and it's amazing technology. There's all different things on there, you know, for our clients to use. So it's great. Great. The other thing is exposure. So Motives is popping up everywhere. I don't know if everyone on here has heard of Motives, but if you haven't, go to Instagram. We're just exploding all over Instagram, and what's happening is people are starting to use it, and they love it. They feel the quality. When I put it on my clients, the first thing they say is, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything, but it looks amazing. Yes. And how much is it? I can't believe it's that much. So those are the three things I hear from people. So that's catching on. We don't pay for any advertising as a company, but all the major magazines are picking it up because it's what's hot right now. It's what people are talking about. The company in general is a trend company, so they are coming out with whatever people want, and they're coming out with it fast. And we only want what moves. So everything that they come out with is going to move really fast. So exposure in all of the major magazines, InStyle, People, you name it, every major publication you will see Motives in. So exposure. So when I was talking earlier about some of these generic brands, if you would put your own label on and try to market it, it's possible, but it's going to take a really long time, and people, they don't recognize it. So now with talking about Motives, they're seeing it all over, but they don't know where to get it because they can't find it in the stores. So when they go past the salon and see it in the window, or the custom blend tower like I have, you know, behind me or whatever it is, they're going to be like, that's where I can get that. So that was very important to me as well. And then, of course, the customizable foundations. Like I said, I have that behind me. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space. And we have really, really great training where it's global training where we'll teach people how to mix and about all of the different products. We have hands-on, you know, classes, workshops where we go over different things. So the training, again, is crazy what they offer, because that was never readily available in my area. So that's another great thing. They also have a pro artist program. So we have different programs depending on the professional, it's just depending on the salon. So again, our goal is to see what program fits for them, because we never want to, we want to make sure that the professional is successful. So I love that there are different programs available. That was very important as well. We also have a customer rewards program. So the company will reward the customers to use your website. So again, like you said, they'll drop ship, they'll send you an email saying, guess what, you had an order, we took care of it for you, here's your resale profit, and we're rewarding your customer by paying them cash back to shop on your website.
Oh yes, so that's amazing. So what's so cool about that is that if when they get enough cash back, they can actually just get free products. They can pay for the products with their cash back. And it's, I mean, that's just phenomenal. That's just phenomenal.
And the fact that, you know, they have all the marketing and everything done for us as well, because me being a salon owner, we had to come up with all of that. And thank God I had a really creative business partner with that, because she would come up with great ideas. But we had to have our own referral program. We had to come up with our own signage for things and our own promotions and our own sales. And Motives, they have tons of different things available for us to use. The tools that they give us is out of this world. So it is more like a franchise. So they have all the tools and you know, things that we need to get up and going. Plus you have the mentoring of people like you and I that are successful with what we do, and we can definitely help people become successful as well with them. So that kind of is number 10 on this 10 reasons why, is we have a proven business model. Like I said, we have different programs available. You know, for some people, maybe they just want some retail profit, that's fine. but we also have another system where you can generate even more profit and earn from all of our different divisions and work with people like you and I. And so it's great that we have different programs. So yeah.
I'll also just add to that point that, you know, some people who have not yet heard of Motives or think that we're a brand new company, you know, the parent
Mhm.
company, which is Market America, has actually been around since 1992. So,
Yeah.
as far as you know, sustainability goes, we've got it. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to add that in, and also I wanted
Yeah.
to add in the fact that even through the economic downturns the past, you know, however many years in 2007 and
Mhm.
just all of the other times also since 1992, um, the company has had consistent growth, not only just yearly, but quarterly growth.
Mhm.
So for those of you who are tuned in, watching, who are financial people or
Mhm.
you know, just cognizant of numbers in business, that
Yeah.
is pretty much unheard of. So again, every quarter since the inception of the company has been growth, not just every year, every single quarter, which again, unheard of, unheard of. I dare you to find another
And
company.
yes, that is so important.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're not just a one market company either. I mean, they have people that are researching like what is the next trend? What are people going to want? So
Yes.
again, being in the industry, we want to be ahead of the trend because our clients are going to come in and they're going to say, okay, what's with these new liquid matte lipsticks? Like I see all these. What's all the rage? Well, guess what? We have them. So
Yep.
that's really important.
Wearing it right
And
now.
so, yeah, me too. Remember, I changed because I had to. I had to put a little more color on my lips today. So yeah, I love that. Again, I don't have to do that, but you being, bringing that up, that's great because especially if you are a salon owner and you're tuning in, numbers are very important and you do have to see profits. But again, it has to be things that are successful and move because you don't want to invest in things that aren't going to work and are just going to sit
Absolutely.
there. Um,
Absolutely.
and there's a
Absolutely.
lot of things out there. So you have to really do your homework and look into things, and that's important. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you answered most of the questions that I had for you. I'm going to open it up to other questions right now. If and if we think of other things in the meantime, of course, we can go over those as well. But for now, if there are any questions from the viewers, please type them into the question section. Question section. That's a tongue twister. Oh, and don't forget to follow Lee and I on social media, and the information is on the screen right now. So
Yes.
any
And
questions? Hi, Jennifer.
oh, Jennifer is here. Hi.
Yeah, and I think I saw Rachel at some point too. Rachel, are you still on?
Aw.
Oh,
Aw.
Manina. Oh, thank you.
Thank
Hi.
you.
Hi, girls.
Aw. So, and the great thing about it is, like Jacqueline mentioned, we're saying hi to some professionals there. This is a series, and we are going to be interviewing different professionals from all, again, on that spectrum of our industry. So we could be here probably all night talking, couldn't
I
we,
know.
Jacqueline? But we're trying to keep it, short for you guys. So, but be sure to follow us because we're going to post the other professionals that we're going to be interviewing, and we're going to just keep on giving you guys information because we really want to help everybody, and we get a ton of messages, and people are always reaching out to us like, we need help, help us. So this was one way that we feel like we could really get more information out there and help more
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So don't
Absolutely.
be afraid to ask questions for us.
Absolutely.
Anything?
We have a question. I am wearing mocktail. What color are you wearing, Lee?
I'm wearing sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, so these are actually both part of the new Maven's Matte Lips. So this one is Mocktail. Actually, I put this one over Reveal Me, which is another color. It's like a nude brownish kind of color. And then I felt like I needed a little bit more of a pop for this. And so I put some Mocktail on top, and this is what it came out to be. So I like it.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun mixing the different colors to like, again, I'm all about customizing apparently, but
Yeah.
then you can get the perfect color no matter what. You can just keep mixing them.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely, and I think I'm digging this too, right? I think it's not too bright, but it's just bright enough.
I like it. I do.
I like it too. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Let's see. We have another question. How much inventory would you keep on hand, or would you send clients solely to your website?
Okay, so it depends what kind of situation you have going on. I always kept our custom blend, and then I would get like the lip things that I knew people wanted. So the new liquid mattes that we're talking about. Then
Yes.
we have kind of like a top 10 list of products that I would carry like a few of because I knew that they wanted them. And then I had a few of my favorites, but as far as like all the prepackaged foundations, all the powders and things like that. I didn't necessarily carry those. I didn't carry like all the eyeliners. I would carry, some mascara, but we have a top 10 list, beauty basics event that we do that we have a list there, and I would carry all of that. And then a few of the different skincare items that I really liked, I would carry that as well. But once people get used to ordering it from my website because they get the cash back that way, they would tend to do that. And then you can even set them up for, like, if they know they're going to go through the skincare in a certain amount of time, they can put it on an auto ship even and just have it delivered every so often, and get a discount that way too. So again, the goal is not to carry a lot of inventory because it's really not necessary.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree. So coming from a slightly different background, I don't carry a ton of inventory myself. So again, for those
Mhm.
who may not know me, my name is Jacqueline. It's not Jim Winkler, even though that's what it says in the little box here. But I am a professional makeup artist, and I specialize in television, commercial, and bridal out here on the East Coast in the New York area. So I don't typically carry a ton of inventory, but I do have some, like Lee said, some of the most popular things that I know I will move because people ask me for them. So yeah, again, just as Lee said, my custom blend kit is always stocked and ready to go. These new matte lippies, this collection, I have a few in each color on hand at all times at this point. Um, I'll always have maybe a couple of the palettes of the eyeshadow palettes because when I whip out a palette on any kind of job, whether it's bridal or television or whatever, people notice and people start playing with it, and then they always end up wanting it. So I'll have a
Mhm.
couple on hand just because I know I'll move them. But other than that, everybody goes to my website for everything else. Yeah, yeah, great
Yeah, and
question.
it actually it gets shipped really fast too. So I
Yeah,
mean, most of the time it's within, if they order it on a Tuesday, they're going to get it by Friday. So
yes,
it's relatively fast,
very fast.
which they like.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
very, very fast. Um,
Mhm.
and we have Monina Wright out of California who is tuning in right now, and she is one of our pro makeup artists, and we'll be interviewing her at some point as well, which is very exciting.
In a
Um,
couple weeks, I think, right? Yeah.
yeah, 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 a couple weeks. I think she's going to be the next one. I'm pumped for that.
Mhm.
So Monina just chimed in saying her brides are loving the matte collection, loving the matte
Yeah,
collection. So, and
yeah,
I'm not surprised. They're gorgeous.
yeah.
They're gorgeous.
And they stay on. Everybody's like, "Are you sure they're gonna stay on?" Or yes, they stay on. Once they dry, they are there. It's not like a stain. It like dries and it stays.
But it's not
They're not coming off.
drying, which is
No,
interesting.
it's not drying.
No,
No.
it's not drying. So it doesn't like give
Yeah.
you that I'm just gonna say it, that really lovely
Like,
crusty lip look. It's not gonna give you
yeah.
that.
Or
So
chalky. They're not chalky either.
no,
They're
no, no,
very
no,
like,
no. It's
yeah, they're
yeah, it's true
amazing.
color.
I haven't I haven't used anything like this. So, and I know when we first got them, because they actually were just released recently,
Yeah.
we were all trying the different colors, and you have to use like makeup remover wipes to get them off. When you first put them on, obviously, but we were having fun layering and trying, and they stay on,
Yeah, they
which is
definitely
good.
stay on. They definitely stay on, and they are full color. If you're looking
Oh,
for a sheer gloss, this is not for you.
yeah, no, full color.
Yeah, beautiful color
So.
payoff. Are there any other oh, there are more some okay, hold on one second. Um, okay, any other questions? I'm just kind of going down through here. Okay, there are a couple questions I don't understand completely. Um, okay. Do you have to be a makeup artist to sell motives? No, you don't. You don't, but that is such a great, great question. Thank you, Jennifer, for asking. No, you don't have to be a makeup artist to sell motives. Um, if you are a makeup artist, does that help? Of course, because you're already selling product, even if you're not partnered with a line. You just may not realize it yet. But when you're putting on product, and let's say you use a line like Laura Mercier or MAC or Dior or whatever, when you're putting product on people, they're noticing what you're putting on them. And then they're going to either ask you exactly what you put on them, or they're going to take note of it themselves and then go out and buy it themselves. So even
Mhm.
if you are a makeup artist, you're selling products whether you realize it or want to or not. Um,
Mhm.
so, but no, you do not have to be a makeup artist to sell motives. I have a lot of colleagues actually that sell cosmetics, and they have nothing to do with the cosmetics industry. So it just goes to show that education and training are extremely important. And even if you're not from the professional makeup industry, you can still be somewhat a part of it in your retailing business if you choose to be. You have to be willing to and open to learning and going to some trainings and seminars so that you can learn about the makeup, the skincare, the marketing materials at your hand, that you have at your fingertips. Um, and I think that's really it. You just have to have a willingness to learn. Great
And it's
question.
great that the training is available. So, like we even have a program where we mentor teens that are interested in becoming beauty professionals. This is great because if I would have had a mentor like that, oh my gosh, that would have been absolutely amazing. But so it's great that we can kind of plug them in and get them the training that they need and the mentorship so they don't make all the same mistakes that we did.
Right.
Oh my goodness. I still make them, but not as many, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
it's
it looks
great.
like
It's great.
we might have time for one more question if there is one. But if there isn't, oh, you know what? I just lied. We don't. It's 10 o'clock. We gotta go. So
Oh, okay.
fake out. Got you good. So Lee, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us, for sharing your experience with us. I think it was extremely helpful, and Everybody, please look out online. Please follow us online on Instagram and also on Facebook. Um, we will be posting the date for the next webinar, part 3, very shortly. Okay, so if you
Yeah.
had if you enjoyed this this evening, and if you enjoyed the one from last week, please, please, please share these with your friends on social media so we can get the word out. All right. So thank you so
Yes,
much.
and thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And, if you guys have any ideas on some things that we can touch on too for next time, we would love to hear them. So reach out to me or Jacqueline, and have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Yep. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.